In this next lesson, we're going to cover the interface basics for the Unreal Level Editor, how to navigate, add assets, move objects, scale them, add lights, apply materials to an object, and we'll also talk about the importance of several key things that I've seen that will accelerate a project. So as with most advanced programs, there's multiple ways of doing things, and I'll share a few of my favorite as we go along. All right, so let's get started. So zoom, pan, and roll. To zoom, you can use the left mouse button and move the mouse up and down. You can also zoom by using the scroll wheel on your mouse. I often zoom by selecting an object and hitting the F key to focus in on the object. For panning, you can use both the left and mouse right buttons simultaneously to pan the camera. And to roll, you can press the right mouse button and move the mouse around in a circle, and you'll be able to roll all the way around. You can roll in a constrained way by just moving the left mouse button and going back and forth. All right, so we've done that. Now let's add some objects to the scene. So we can go into the content browser. We'll go under starter content and under props. And let's add a rock to the scene. If you use other 3D programs, the object manipulator should be familiar to you. If you're not, the lines are color-coded for the axes. RGB is set to XYZ, so you can see that. And if you click and drag on this, it will constrain to that axis. You can also see the indicator here for RGB, XYZ of the different axes. And switching this from move to rotate and scale, you can hit the W is to move, E will let you rotate an object, and R will let you scale. And so scaling along an axis or scaling it universally. You can also see the transformations reflected here in the details palette. All right, so let's move this object again. One of the interface elements that I really like about Unreal is being able to move the object while moving the camera in Unreal. So I'm holding down the Shift key and I'm moving the object and I'm dragging. It's great. All right, what else? We can duplicate the object in a couple ways. One is Control W, that will duplicate an object. Another is to select the object, hold down the Alt key and drag. I typically do that as a way of duplicating the object, because most of the time you duplicate something, you're going to be moving it somewhere else. And if you want to shift multiple objects, as I just did, you can hold down the Control key, or you can hold down the Shift key in the World Outliner. All right, so we've added, duplicated, manipulated objects. How can we add some lights to the scene, and also how can we change the materials on these objects? All right, so lights. We'll go into the modes palette, go to the lights tab, and you can see the choice of lights. You can drag a spotlight into the scene. We'll talk a lot about lights in a lights chapter. Another quick way of adding a point light is holding down the L key and clicking. That's really useful. I've added a light to the scene. All right, finally, let's talk about changing the materials on objects. So the materials, you can see the materials slot on the object in the details panel. Let's go down to the starter content materials folder, and you can see a lot of great materials here. So you can replace the material by either just simply dragging and dropping a material onto an object, or changing the material by dragging and dropping into the slot on the materials. All right, well, we've covered quite a bit. We've covered how to move, rotate, scale. We've covered how to duplicate objects, how to add lights and materials. So that pretty much sums it up. Thanks so much for watching. See you in the next video.